Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's podcast, The Plant-Based Kitchen. I'm your host, Executive Chef Robertaalowe, recipe coach, and I am happy to have our guest on here today, LaJune Singleton. LaJune is the owner of LaJune Singleton, LLC. She's an author, a speaker, a podcaster, board-certified health coach, mindset strategist, nutritional lifestyle coach, cycling instructor, and private trainer with over 10 years of experience working with busy career women, kids, and families in the areas of obesity, fitness, chronic illnesses, mindset, nutrition, mental and physical health, and injury recovery. And a lot of these things are her personal story as well. So I'm so excited to have her on the podcast today so we can dive into and talking about her career and how that would actually benefit everyone that's listening in terms of all of those areas that we actually that I just touched on with her. But for now, let's get some housekeeping rules out the way, and we'll be back after a word from our sponsors. Here today, our sponsor is Veg Box Restaurant. It's a fast casual restaurant here in Baltimore, Maryland, which has a variety of menu items where you can choose from grain bowls, sliders, tacos. They have salads and they have soups, and also they have desserts. So really they have the full lunch and dinner menu all ready for you, and they're rolling out with their breakfast menu soon. So make sure you check them out on their website at www.vegboxmd.com. That's VEGBOXMD.com, and on all of their social media handles at VegBoxMD. You don't want to miss. They have great coupon deals as soon as you sign up on their email list. So make sure you do that as well. And check out their foods, check out their reviews on Yelp, Google, and Facebook. Check out the pictures on IG. See how delicious the food is. You would definitely want it. So make sure you check them out. It'll be great for all of those who are looking for that healthy, fast meal, especially in your busy work schedule. Once again, that website is vegboxmd.com. That's who our sponsor is today, Veg Box Restaurant here in Baltimore, Maryland. All right, so let's get into this podcast. Hey, LaJune.
Thank you for having me.
How are you today?
I am good. How are you?
Good. I am wonderful. I'm super excited to have you on the podcast as we are just to talk with you, chat with you, and let some of the listeners know, especially when they're, I like that you have injury recovery and chronic illnesses, and you geared to these busy women, because our lifestyle is usually injuries come because we're so busy and we don't necessarily take care of ourselves, right?
Yes.
I know for me, I literally for 2 weeks in a row, I've been working on a foot that I can't literally walk on, but I've been working, right? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's very severe, but I had to get work done. So, I just have to do what I have to do. So it's so common. I mentioned that because it's so common for us, especially us as women, in this busy lifestyle, having to get things done. We don't necessarily take care of ourselves in a manner of really allowing ourselves to rest and heal. So I think that that's very important of all of the facets that you really touch on, and becoming an author and a speaker, and your board certified health coaching, so, and then you deal with the mind. I think that's how we kind of connected, was through the mind. I think that's when I reached out to you. I was like, because I like to connect and surround myself with people that's kind of like-minded. And when you mentioned, or when I seen you on LinkedIn, and we, you had the whole aspect from changing your health from a mind perspective, before you even go into what you do regularly as a personal trainer and a health coach, that's actually really important that people understand and know that that's what that is. So I'm glad that you're here today to discuss all this with me. And so tell the people who you are and what you do.
So I'm LaJune. And basically, like you said, how I got into this was based on some of my own life experiences. I've always loved athletics, playing sports. And I would have friends ask me, hey, can you help me get in shape or get healthier? And I was like, hey, I need to get paid for this. So I was like, I need to do this for a living. And I was doing like personal training and nutrition and mindset, especially the nutrition and mindset, before I knew I was doing the nutrition and the mindset. I would have clients that would come in and they would look the same as they did the first day. And we've been doing this for 6 months. And people believe if I don't eat, I will lose weight quicker. Actually, the opposite. You won't lose weight. Right. You will become stagnant. You are not going to lose weight because your body, the first thing that goes is muscle and then fat. Right. And I had a client come in. I was like, hey, what's going on? You looking kind of sluggish. What's going on? You don't want to be here. And she's like, well, I'm just tired. Well, what's going on? Oh, I haven't eaten. So we talked about that. Hey, why aren't you eating? What's going on with you? Things like that. And then we talked about nutrition. And like I said, I was not certified in those areas. I was doing it before. Had an injury in 2011, which, set me back. And I went into a state of depression, and all my past stuff started coming up, from losing my dad, dealing with molestation, dealing with sexual assault, and started gaining weight. I was in the 120s, ended up getting, when I got ready to go to the doctor, couldn't pull my pants up past my knee. I was like in the 150s, and the highest was in the 190s. And I was like, okay, what's going on? Never thought those things could contribute to my unsuccessful behaviors of losing weight. Start going to the gym, setting myself back, because of course, when you're injured, the first thing when you start feeling good, what do? You're like, oh, I can get back to it. No, you cannot. You start setting yourself back. So
I'm guilty.
You start setting yourself back. And I set myself back several times, because I'm like, I'm gaining weight. I gotta lose. Yes. So, just dealing with that, and was able to go to a retreat, going to therapy, getting the resources and the mindset change I needed to be able to help other people. And then it clicked to me, your past affects your health. It either affects you physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. And it's within that weight, you're eating, emotional eating. You eat because you're bored. You eat because your past start coming up. So being able to put those things together, and was like, okay, I was always busy. You have that excuse. I'm tired. I don't feel like going to the gym. So yeah, we've all been there.
My last 2 weeks, that's how I've been.
And that's been me. So, that's basically how I got into the whole health coaching, how I got into nutrition, because I did a food sensitivity test. And the stuff you think you're eating that's healthy could be an issue for you and cause an inflammation that shows up like weight. So start getting into that, getting a better understanding of that, because I was eating boiled eggs, chicken, you know, eating the protein that they tell you to eat to bulk up and lose weight. So those are, you know, the things that was like, okay, I need to help people better understand that when you think you're going healthy, it may not be healthy.
Right. And it's so you touched on a few things. I was like, oh, she all up in my business.
I'm in my own business. I'm telling you, yeah.
And that could be said for a lot of the guests that actually is listening to us right now on this podcast, you know, just literally, like I said, for the past 2 weeks. And even though I talk about mind and how to get that together, it's like renewing your mind every single moment, every single day, because even though I preach it and I talk it, I still battle with it as well. Like for the last 2 weeks, I've been on such a high level stress. I call it new stress. I'm at a new stress.
Yeah.
You know, that I have not been working out, and it actually shows in my stomach. I was like, oh, I think I need to work out. So, but it's just like, I miss working out because I enjoy working out. You know, I developed it to a point where I enjoy going to work out, but it's just like, I got this to do. I got that to do. How can I go work out? Because I have all these things that I need to really get out and do. And there's only so much hours in a day. And so I take away from the workout exercise, you know, and I continue to work, which is me sitting down usually at a computer. And then, you know, other hours is me standing up, running, doing spin moves in the kitchen, you know. So I understand where that mindset definitely is coming from, but I want the guests to know that the mindset is what actually transformed people. Because when I was 200 and some pounds and working in the kitchen as the executive chef, I would not eat, but I was still 200 and some pounds. You know, I wouldn't eat because it was all the things I had to do, and you know, so I didn't have time to eat, nor was I looking to really sit down and actually nothing that I actually wanted to eat as well.
Right.
And so me thinking that I was going to lose weight during that time, when it was exact opposite. I gained the weight. I was under tremendous stress in the kitchen being an executive chef. So that didn't help me out. And so when you talk about the mindset in terms of really pushing that forward, that's what's going to help change your physical appearance and things of that nature with your training. And when you talk about not eating, that doesn't work for your body, like you said, because in stores, know your body is kind of like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, in like survival mode.
Oh yeah. So when you do eat, So when you do eat, it literally turns into starvation mode because you're starving. So you're starving it down, you're not chewing it properly because you're starved all day and it's not breaking down. So which causes what? Bloating. Yeah.
So I do appreciate you letting that's great information for anyone to know. And also the information about certain foods will show up in your body certain ways. You might be allergic, or inflammation might come along with certain foods that you're actually eating. So you really have to pay attention with what you're eating. And it's not necessarily what the trends are or what the traditional methods have been. It's really about what your body is saying that is appropriate for your body. So I think that's actually good. So what do you think is like a changing habits? This is a question I get asked often. Do you think, especially with coaching clients, they always ask, one, how long is it going to take, and would this be easy? So what do you feel about? Talk to me about. Let me see your thoughts on it changing changing a habit is easy or hard, or do you think it's other? Because I think it's other. I don't think it's easy or hard. I think it really comes in as discipline and understanding what your why is and your end goal. But what is your take on changing like habits, and especially pertaining to your clientele that you have?
I would have to say other, because it is based on what you put into it. If you're not putting in 100% or 50% or whatever percentage into your lifestyle change, you will stay in the same, boat that you're in. Or if you don't recognize it, like you said, you recognize in the last 2 weeks that you haven't put in what you were supposed to put in. Most people don't recognize that. Most people are like, oh, okay, well, it is what it is. I'm busy.
Right.
Or for myself, I've been busy. I haven't, I work out with clients, some with at least 2 or 3 of my clients 3 days a week. But it's not my ideal of working out, because I love fast-paced working out. But I know the reason why I haven't been able to work out, between driving to and from different places, but people really tuning into why they're not doing certain things instead of making excuses, because excuses don't do anything for you, but keep you in that same place that you've been in. So if you really acknowledge, hey, I haven't worked out because I've been really, really tired. Okay, are you eating something differently? Are you not eating enough? Are you not drinking enough water? Are you not getting enough sleep? What's going on? Those are the things you have to ask yourself. And sometimes you can just do a 5-minute workout or a 5-minute stretch, a 10-minute workout, a 15-minute. Everything doesn't have to be 30, 45 minutes to an hour or more. It has to be what you're able to make time for you. Little steps lead to big steps. So absolutely. I think that's important, but it is other, because like you said, you can have moments where you fall off. But again, acknowledging, why are you falling off? What's going on with you? How can you get back?
Yeah. And I think that's so important, especially, and because you read my book, that's one of the things that I actually talk about in my book. Part of the knowledge is actually being aware of what's happening, because like you said, you can't make no changes that's going to benefit you if you're not aware of that, and then accepting it for the raw data for what it is.
Right.
Building a plan off of that, so that's a winning plan. So that's so true. And I'm glad that when you are coaching your clients, that is the part of the routine. That's why you're a certified health coach.
It definitely, and I think for my clients, it's not, because the clients I have contact me for personal training. But I don't just personal train them. We work on mindset, we work on nutrition. These clients are seeing results. Some of them I've worked with since May, June, July, August. They're seeing results. So when you see results, you get excited. You're like, oh, okay, she's giving me results. Absolutely. But we work on mindset. We talk about, how was your day? I don't just jump in with clients and be like, oh, let's do this workout. No, how's your day? What's going on? How was your weekends? Because that makes a difference.
Absolutely.
To know what's going on, because that shows me, okay, well, you're really going to put in a great workout. We talk about, I have a couple of clients with injuries. One has knee injury, has arthritis in the knee. Another one has a shoulder issue, which I can relate to both because been there. So I look at those things and I'm like, okay, well, let me find alternates instead of trying to push you to the extreme where you're not able to work out, where you're not able to walk, where you're able to still get benefits from what our workout is. So I think that's important. I also tell them, hey, have you been to the doctor? Have you iced it? Things like that, because that matters.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I like that assessment every time. Like, I like how you do an assessment on their mental level, mental capacity, and every single time that you meet with them, because then you are now tailoring each individual session according to where they are, their mental
Right.
where they are. And I think that's very impactful, because it's not just following a routine, because like you said, it depends on how much work they're about to put in when you do that assessment, what level you can take them to. So I think that's great. And you work with all types of clients. I know I just posted you with your client. I think she lost like over 20 pounds so far. That was your
Yeah, she is 20. She's preparing to go to the military. My oldest is 71.
yes, and then your oldest up there in the
Yes.
I love that post, because it really showed how older when we get older, when we get in our 70s, 80s, how we can still exercise and how we can still work out, and how we can be confident with going to the gym and using gym equipment.
Yes.
So I love that post. I know the podcasters don't know what I'm talking about, but follow LaJune and you'll be able to see all of her posts, okay? And we'll give her information at the end. You can see all of the clients' transformations and all of the results and everything which she offers, and some more things, because she also has a podcast as well. So she interviews a lot of individuals. So make sure you tune to the end to get all her information. But yeah, so I just love that that you work with an array of different clients, and you are, and every session is not only is every client have a tailored training, but every session is a tailored training. And so with each client, so that I love that. And that was actually going to bring me to my next question, as far as, is there an age limit for working out?
There is not. I did have, the oldest one that I did have was in her 80s. She had suffered a stroke. She was not able to get around very well. And she told me, when she was working with me, that she was able to walk. She felt like her legs were stronger from working with me. So there is no age range that, I say, no, I can't work with you. The only reason she stopped was due to financial reasons. I offered to work with her for free. I actually had another client offer to pay for that client session. Yes.
Oh,
and,
wow.
The client, of course, as most women, were very proud, and we're like, no, I don't want anything from you. Because we feel that if somebody gives you something, they're going to want something in return. Yeah, that wasn't the case. So unfortunately, I don't work with her anymore. The youngest that I have worked with, because I also coach kids in sports and also worked in schools as a personal trainer, I've worked with 3 and 4 year olds. So definitely is no age group. Definitely, if that is an area that you feel that your child needs, please do that. If it's an area where you don't really know what to cook in the home, and I've gotten that from clients that I work with their kids, that they didn't know what to cook. Mm-hmm. And you see that a lot, especially me being from the South. That's one of the things of seeing how things are cooked. And they don't really know how to make that transition to healthier stuff. What does that look like?
Right.
So it's no age limit. Of course, not infancy. Can't really do anything.
Let's take the pacifier out first.
Yeah, take the pacifier out. Yeah.
Okay, so and you said 3 to 4 year olds. Was that based upon was that based upon like obesity more so with 3 to 4?
No, it was more activity. Yeah, it was more activity, but I have, worked in schools. I worked with clients one-on-one. She was at the time, she was 13 and was able to, assist her from her goal of, I think she was close to 200. We got her down to 175. So it's definitely based on the needs of the family. Because one of the things that I notice with my clients that I start with is not drinking enough water. When you're not drinking enough water, you're not able to flush out the toxins in your body of all the sodium that you're intaking.
Yeah, I don't think people really grasp how important water is, how big of deal water plays, especially with weight loss. It's since that's something that everybody, we want to all look good, right? But enough water is not flushing out the things that need to be flushed out. That means that your body is holding on to it. That means that it's going to show up in different places in different ways. So yes, importance, people, drink your water. I'm guilty of not drinking water on some days, but
and you can definitely feel a difference when you don't drink enough water.
You do, absolutely. I feel extremely sluggish and like deep. I can actually tell when I'm dehydrated. And if I go without drinking water, or without drinking liquids all day too, because I'm just so I just get so
work. But one test that you can do to determine if you're hydrated is look at your urine. What color is your urine? If your urine is dark, if it's yellow, that means you're dehydrated. If it's clear, that means you're hydrated. So I've actually had a client that said she had never seen her urine clear. And I'm like, that's scary.
Yes, because I'm sure she wasn't an infant. Okay. So pretty scary to never see your urine clear. I can't imagine how that stress it'll be fine now when we're younger, but as we get older, that stress that we have put on our organs, not by not having enough water or being dehydrated, it will show up later in years. So
definitely.
So how would you say that eating plays a role? Should eating play a bigger part in someone's transformation? Not necessarily over physical training or personal training, but how big would you say the two are?
Eating is more important than personal training, more important than exercising. Eating, mindset and nutrition is 80%. The fitness is only 20%. So if your mindset is not right, if you're not eating right, the fitness part don't even matter. You can be in the gym all day, every day, and if you're still eating at whatever fast food restaurant of your choice that is not healthy, and you supersizing, getting fries, and getting a diet soda because you think that's better than a regular soda.
You killed me with the diet sodas.
I'm just saying. But it's not better. It's about, what you're putting in your body. And what you're putting in your body helps your results, because I'll have clients that I literally have to tell, please eat before we start our session, because if you do not eat, you are going to be tired, you're going to be sluggish, you're going to be fatigued, and you're not going to feel like doing a workout. Yeah.
I remember you saying that when we met in person one time about how you had a client came to you that did not eat prior to, and he was like, I need for you to eat something.
Right. So I need you to eat, because that's important. If you don't eat, you get tired, and then the workout I'm having you do, you're going to be like, I can barely drive myself home. So eat something, eat a banana, something, cereal, something.
Right. Now, how would you say, so since eating plays a large part of of someone, the transformation to healthiness, how would you say, what would be your recommendation for someone that's looking to start transforming, come to you and say, what do you think, should people prepare first? What should they already have on their mind before they even come to you?
So something you are truly ready to invest in. Because I have people that come, and personal training is not cheap. So people will come and they'll say, "Oh man, that's a lot. I can't afford that." Okay, but you can afford to go to any restaurant or do whatever you do financially, but this is your health.
Yeah.
So be ready to invest in your health.
Yeah.
Be ready to invest in making that nutritional change, because those things are something that's important. I had to actually break that down to a client, where the first real session, because I give 30-minute in-person consultations of fitness to show people, okay, this is what I do if this is something you want to invest in. So we had a session at 6:30 in the morning, and she was like, "Yeah, I thought about canceling." I said, well, that would have been a cancellation fee. I said, let me explain something to you. Trainers are investing their time into helping you get to where you want. It's not about, the money is great, but we're giving our time and our energy to invest in you. So you have to look at it like that as well. It's not about, oh, we just getting to your next level. You're taking our energy. If you got negative energy, we have to take that on for that time frame. And she was like, you know what? I never thought about it like that. I was like, I have to get up in the morning. It's not like, oh, you're coming and we're working out and I don't have to get up. I have to prepare myself. So those are things that you have to consider. And she was like, I never thought about that. She was like, thank you for explaining that to me.
And I'm glad that you mentioned that and you explained it to that, because so many people just think that, when we're training or consulting, that it's just money. They look at it from a money point of view, and it's so much more. Like you said, we have to give out energy. And we have to prepare, because I have the same thing with my clients when I'm doing like cooking classes on Zooms or things of that nature. Like, that recipe didn't just come up when I hit the record button, I had to prepare.
You gotta prepare it.
Yeah, I had to prepare the recipe, and a lot of my cooking is really tailored to each individual based upon where they are. Like, if they're just starting off and they need something quick and simple, then those recipes might be something that's more captured to that will entail more of the products that's on the market. But if people are past that phase of kind of like they're more advanced in cooking, then that's when we'll stick with like the flavoring of original plants. We don't go to the processed foods that's on the market and things like that.
Right.
So it's all tailored. And and when you mention that, it's like so true. I'm investing my time, I'm investing my energy, because sometimes after me cooking all week long, cooking is pretty extensive on the body, and especially when you are in a position where as though people look at you as you are the expert and an authority figure. So I can't just put anything out there, right?
Right. Because that's your name behind it.
My name. They're like, are you an executive chef? Where did you practice that? I mean, what was your employment? What are you doing? You got this, you got that, but yet you serving this particular meal this particular way. So, it's really looked at from that. And then also our personal standards of, we want to make sure that you have the best. And so we prepare to make sure you have the best. You're just not coming, to you or I as a client and just saying that, oh, this is what we're going to get. No, I think it's important for everyone that's listening, that we as consultants, we as experts, and when you come to us, we also prepare. We make sure that you have the best, for you to have the best experience. So I think that's important. And I'm glad that she understood that now. And that way, you know, y'all sessions would totally be different, because she's
she's definitely come in because she understands it. She has 6:30 evening sessions, and and it's one on Friday, and she's there, and she's like, her friends are like, what, you'd rather work out than go hang out? She was like, yeah.
Yeah.
So
it knows the commitment and dedication. Right. Yes, it sends it to a whole nother level, because, you know, we also, as people, we operate when we're also helping other people, you know, so we like to operate on that level as well. And so that gave her an understanding that she is not only for herself, but also for us, or for you as the expert, as the trainer, to push her to the transformation level that she get to, you know. So I think that's always good. It's always good to have that perspective, and glad that she understood that. So yeah, so great. So what is a question that your clients might ask you all the time? What is a common question that you might get from your clients?
So some of the questions are, how long is it going to take for me to
I get that all the time. Yes.
I had a client, we started working together, I want to say in June, and she was here for an internship in the DC area. And she was going back to Colorado, and she was trying to build muscle. And she's like, well, when am I going to start seeing results? And I was like, you have results in your arms. I said, you have results in your thighs. But to build muscle, it's harder to build muscle, and it takes longer. It takes 3 months to a year to really start to see effective results. And when I told her that, she was like, oh. And I was like, yeah, and you need more weight. So you only have she only had 1 5-pound weight. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of challenging to try to do stuff with that. So I get that, you know, when I'm gonna start seeing results. I've had people in consultations that would say, can you promise results? I can't promise anyone anything. Yeah. I can only be there to support you, be your accountability, and that's it. The rest is on you, because what I do is 25%. The 75% is your responsibility.
Yes. And
so those are the common questions that I get. Yeah.
I get the result question too. That's most common too. How not results, but how long would it take question. How long would it for me to transition over to eating healthy? And like what you said, your results, you can't promise that, because it's not your body. You know, my response would be, I promise that you will get the results that you put in. Okay. I mean, because that's the only thing that I can promise. Whatever you put in, that's the results that you will get from it. It's because it's based on the client. So
it's based on their investment. So
their investment
those are the common questions. If you don't change the way you eat, I can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
If you don't change your mindset, I can't do anything about it. You know, I'll be there to show up and train you, and I'm definitely going to ask questions like, "Hey, you looking a little bloated today?" And I say that to my clients, like, "You look a little bloated. What did you eat? It's something that doesn't agree with you." And they're like, "Oh, okay." So, and how we eat is another thing, because we eat our foods together. So it's kind of hard to determine what's causing bloating, what's causing acne, what's causing whatever in your body, because we eat our foods together.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are 3 takeaways that you want the guests to actually know about transforming mind, body, and soul, or to get their perfect mind, body, and soul?
It has to be a true investment that you are ready to invest in yourself. That is definitely important, because it's not about you paying a trainer. Apparently, if you're seeking a trainer, it's something that you couldn't help to get to yourself.
Right.
So we ask for help when we can't help ourselves. Definitely be ready to invest in yourself, not just physically going to the doctor, getting nutritional help, whatever the case may be. Those are some of the major takeaways that I would say that's important, is investing in your health. If it's not a trainer, make sure if any part of your body is aching or something you feel isn't right, please go to the doctor. Please don't wait till you at stage 4 or 100 or whatever. Please go. And that's something that we typically do. So please go to the doctor. If you need help, ask for that support. Don't just, get frustrated with yourself and stay stuck. Get help.
Yeah. I think asking for help is very important. And it's so that kind of brings us back to what you were saying about your 80-year-old client that didn't want to, she was seeing results, but she didn't want to ask, I guess she didn't want to ask for that financial help based upon, or receive that financial help based upon what she thought might be, let's just keep it real, how we say it, attached to it. It's something more. People just don't give away things, without me owing them something in advance. So, just based upon really, it's okay to ask for help. And people are out here willing to give help freely, freely. So really ask for help, get the help that you need. Know that if you need that help, know when you need the help. Okay, you can only take yourself so far. LaJune and I, all the consultants and trainers, and when you're in that field of making sure, allowing, telling your expertise or using your expertise to make sure someone is actually reaching their goal, is just what that is. We are the experts. LaJune is the expert. All of us who's in this field are the experts, and our goal is to make sure that you reach it. We study this every single day. That's like, I had to go to the court. I'm not going to represent myself. Okay, I'm
right.
The Lord knows the ins and outs, right? Yeah, and so if I'm ill to the point where I can't stand up or do something, or maybe not even that extreme, but I need to go to the doctor. I'm not doctor. It's not Dr. Lowe. Okay, it's doctor. It's not me prescribing my own, because I didn't study that. I didn't go for that. I'm not an expert in that. So I'll go to the doctor. So I think it's the same mindset that we have to look for especially when we are as the clients to move on. So tell us where we can find you. Tell everybody where we can find you. This is time. So listen up, podcasters, of where we can find LaJune, how they can follow you, how they can get your services, and all of that jazz. And then I'm gonna circle back around to your book, because we're not going to get off this podcast before we discuss that. So go ahead.
Okay. So you can find me at LaJuneSingleton.com. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn on LaJuneSingleton.com. Definitely, come on for services. I'm definitely open to helping any and everybody on their next steps, because hey, it is flu season, cold season, it's always COVID season. So, let's get that immune system healthy, let's get that mind healthy, let's get your body healthy.
Absolutely. Yes. So I hope you all have that. how to follow LaJune, definitely. And when you follow her, you'll also get to know that when she's coming out with her book, hello. So I'm always excited and like pushing authors. I wrote one book. I'll publish. I wrote tons of ebooks, right? All recipes and all this other stuff. But I published this book, and I was like, yeah, everybody need to be an author, right? So I'll push it everywhere.
So she pushed me, and the book was already written. It was just getting it published. It is in the process of being published. It's called "In My Trauma: The Route to Self-Sabotage." So hopefully it will be out in November. So
okay, all right. So next month, so we can look forward to next
December the latest. So November, December, like I said, it is in the process of being published. It's going to be in Amazon. It's going to be an ebook. It's going to be in the stores. So definitely check it out. It is a memoir self-help book. And it talks about all my trauma and my experiences that I dealt with that got me to where I am now.
Okay, awesome. So that make sure you all stay in touch with LaJune so you can get that book, because I'm sure it's going to be phenomenal, especially since because she has a story to tell just like all of us, and she's taken the time out to put her story in written form so that you all can benefit from it. You know, that's pretty much how that works. So it's another level of her serving the community and making sure that we are at our best. So make sure you grab the book when it comes out. And the only way you're going to know how to grab the book is if you get in contact with her. So follow her.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much, LaJune. Thank you, everyone that has tuned into the podcast. Remember, if you like this podcast, if it was valuable information, subscribe to the podcast. Give us a thumb up on the podcast. Remember that podcast drop every Thursday. We have different guests that come on, and we talk about different topics. So all the topics related to mind, body, and cell, healthy, and how you can transform and you can sustain on just being the best version of yourself that you can be. And remember, we are not medical advisors in no way, shape, or form. Okay? So
our therapists.
Okay, so make sure you consult the appropriate medical doctors for everything that you might be going through. We're just here to voice our opinions and tell our journey and our stories, and maybe that will spark something in you. Okay, so thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you on the next podcast. Thank you, LaJune.
Thank you.